protesting has been something that's been around for since ancient times, really, and rightfully so. I mean, it's a way for people to express their dissatisfaction, if you will, with how things are going, and I believe that people should be able to do that, especially here in America. But there's also a good way to do it and a bad way to do it, and what we're seeing at UCLA is the perfect example of what not to do, because not only is it really just being counterproductive against what you're trying to protest against, because the way you're going about it is really just causing people to say, like, okay, well, whatever they're protesting for, I just am automatically against now, because they are just being a nuisance to literally everybody. People who aren't even really involved in any of this, of course, because, of course, this is a protest for something that's not even happening in America. It's happening overseas, so that's a whole nother story for that. But anyway, and so when you're a nuisance to people, it just really doesn't jive, if you will, with anybody. That you're really being productive and trying to progress anything with any sort of real progressive push, if you will. It says violence erupts at UCLA as counter-protesters attack pro-Palestine camp. University vice chancellor condemns horrific acts of violence as footage shows people wielding sticks. And it's like, well, when you let it just run and run and run its course without any intervention from authorities or anything, this is what happens. So really this is on the UCLA staff, if you will, for not calling the police sooner to stop this, because this is a perfect example of what happens when there is no law, no authority governing over people, and they just go rampant. Anarchy is really, this is an example of anarchy, is what this is. And so I can have this play in the background here. I'll mute that. And so as you can see on the screen, it's just people going crazy over there. And this is what I mean. Like, this isn't solving anything. It's just creating even more of a problem, and just it's causing people to just not want to have anything to do with anything you're trying to say, because when it just falls on this, everybody's just, at least most people, I mean, obviously there's all the people there who are just idiotic in my opinion, but anyway, that's that's a whole nother thing because of the way they're going about this. But yeah, this throwing fireworks around on the ground, it's just ridiculous. It's like, why are we allowing things to get to this point? The police should have been called way sooner. They were called way late, and this chaos ensued. That's really all there is to it. This is a violent clash broke out on the campus of University of California in Los Angeles early on Wednesday morning as counter-demonstrators attacked a pro-Palestinian protest encampment. The violence at the Southern California campus came hours after New York City police cleared pro-Palestinian protesters out of an academic building that had been taken over. And this is what I mean. It's like, this is trying to say, I mean, obviously the people who are counter shouldn't be attacking. I mean, there's no place for this either. So it goes both ways. They shouldn't be attacking the pro-Palestinians, and the pro-Palestinians shouldn't be taking over buildings, because both of those are not helping anybody understand your point of view, why you are for or against something or anything. You're just yelling, screaming, hitting. It's like, are we children? Are we toddlers? Because this is really the actions of this, and there's really not any more to say on it, really. I mean, it's both sides have just taken this way out of proportion. This should never have gotten anywhere to begin with. The pro-Palestinians should have never boarded up in classrooms and taken over the school. The cops should have been called way sooner, and then, which in turn shouldn't have let the the counter protesters attack the protesters. Either one, all of that should have been prevented had the police been called earlier to stop it. This is just a perfect run-of-the-mill example of why you do not let things get out of control and you don't let emotions take over, because this is what happens when emotions take over. But anyway, yeah, let me know what you guys think about the protests down in the comments. I think it's just ridiculous. It really is. Leave it to Americans in their safety with our Constitution and everything, with the freedom of speech, to say how bad America is and then protest for things that aren't even happening in America. It's it just blows my mind that people think that America is somehow like the worst country in the world, where they literally have the most freedom, if you will, out of any country in the world. I mean, even Britain and Australia, they don't have free speech. Like they don't. Like there's people who have gone to prison because they say something against somebody else in power. That is something that happens over there. And so the fact that we're able to be this safe, oh man, these kids, and these adults too. I mean, they're adults now. They need they need some intervention in their life. They need Jesus, okay? They need Jesus. But anyway, if you guys liked the video, make sure to leave a like, and I hope to see you guys around. Peace.